Hey there, everybody. PTPOP here, leading you out of the rabbit hole, one grain of truth at a time. Yada, yada, yada. It is Thursday morning at 9:15, and I'm out and about, and I thought I'd do a live stream. I got the camera on the dashboard under the lip of the dashboard here, so the phone doesn't fry in the sun, because it's another sunny day here in Cleveland. It's a nice, beautiful day here. And I got up this morning and I checked my stats on my YouTube channel, and my monetization has dropped by, oh geez, like 60%. Let's see if I can get around this guy and this guy. Okay. And it's apparent, more than apparent, that YouTube has changed. It's drastically changed. I mean, I've been on this platform for 20 years. And when I first got on the platform, I just would toss up a video once in a blue moon. I'd make a music video and I'd put it up there, and that would be about it. But then around 2016, I discovered that you could make money on it, so I started to put more effort into it, and I started to make more videos, and a couple of my videos took off. And I did really well, you know. I was doing really well. Not really well, I mean, I was making like 50 bucks a month. And then when things got really good, I was making like 100 bucks a month. But along the way, they kept changing the algorithm, they kept changing everything. They kept, you know, pushing the goalpost out further and further to make it harder and harder to make money on this platform. You know, and then for a while I was demonetized because I didn't have enough subscribers and I didn't have enough watch times and all that. I met all those metrics, and the payout originally I think it was $50 a month. Now they changed it to 100 bucks a month as the minimum payout. You have to have at least $100 in your account to get paid out each month. So they keep changing, is my point. And I don't remember at what point Google swooped in and bought YouTube, but they are the parent company of YouTube. And see, YouTube used to be for content creators, for artists and free thinkers, people who think outside the box. People go on there and create really interesting content, and you'd sit and you'd watch. Like I used to watch Casey Neistat all the time, like when I first discovered him, and I thought he was really fascinating and stuff like that. And I never watched Mr. Beast. I can't stomach Mr. Beast. But when Google swooped in, it changed everything. And then when Jessica became the CEO, which she's no longer the CEO, I think she may have even passed away or something. But I know she's not the CEO anymore. I don't know who it is, but it seems like it's just become, what this channel has become for me anyway, it's just another corporate grind. And I'll tell you why. This is why I'm talking about this. Okay, my wife last week was in the hospital in the Cleveland Clinic for about the entire week. And I spent I spent several hours down there staying with her. So my day was spent, it's about I guess about a 40-minute drive down there, maybe not 40, half an hour drive down there, half an hour drive back, and I'd be with her in a room for about 4 or 5 hours and I came home. So most of my day was wrapped up in driving back and forth from the clinic and doing chores around the house and making sure I had food to eat and, the house was clean and all that stuff. So I really stopped making videos for about a week. I put out a couple during that time. But I noticed that just that 1 week where I stopped putting up videos every single day, that my monetization began to just sink. And I thought, well, this is really weird. So basically what it comes down to now is that if you want to get paid on YouTube, you have to work at it every day. You can't just toss up 1 or 2 videos and hope to get paid. It's in other words, it's become a corporate grind. You're gonna get up in the morning, log into your computer, just like at work, just like in a cubicle. You gotta sit down and think of the script and what you're gonna say and what videos you're gonna comment on. And you have to put up at least 1 to 2 videos a day to, I guess, appease the algorithmic gods that are watching over your channel. And if you don't do that, then apparently they've programmed the algorithm to no longer pay attention to your channel. And it's just become another job. It's really no different than that. And you don't even get paid well for it. I mean, I'm not even making, now I'm back, I was making about 150 bucks a month. And then they knocked me down to about 50. Now, for about a couple weeks, I was back up to 100. Now I'm back down to around 50. It goes back and forth and back and forth, and it seems like I make the most money if I put out a video every single day. So it's for me, I can't speak for other content creators. It's just become a grind. It's become another job. And it's like, oh geez, I gotta talk about this, and I gotta come up with the right thing to say and pick up the right videos to comment on, and it's not fun. I'm not inspired by it anymore. It's become old hat. It's just, and now I talk I talk in old-fashioned terms because I'm an old-fashioned guy. And in the meantime, out here, gas prices have gone up 10 to 20 cents a gallon here in Ohio. I don't know. They don't explain that one either. But in this, people will say, well, Pete, you got to understand, you know, if you want to play with the big boys, you got to put out content every single day, and, you know, oh man, you know, it's just become another job. In other words, they're making me put out content every day to feed their beasts, to keep them alive, right? But they don't want to pay me anything. So if I got to put out all this work on a regular basis, at least 1 to 2 videos a day to stay relevant with the algorithm, and they're only going to pay me $50 to $100 a month, it's not even worth my time. I mean, at this point, I just make stuff for myself. You know, I just make stuff that I'm going to enjoy making. I'm not going to sit here and I've never tried to be clever, a little bit clever, but a lot of these people come out there and put all kinds of cleverness into their videos. And I personally don't understand. I don't want to become viral, but I get millions of hours of watch time. You know, I get all kinds of views, but I make no money on it. How is it that, I guess if you really want to make money out of this, I guess I'm going to find sponsors. And I've tried to get sponsors. I can't get sponsors. I've tried to get the affiliate marketing deals. I can't get anything like that. Nobody ever clicks on the links. And to make this work, you have to get sponsored. You have to have affiliate links. You have to be selling products. I mean, I'm selling t-shirts. I'm selling books. And yeah, I sell, Press One for Murder. You guys out there have helped me. Sorry, the signal's gone there. I want the guy's job there that Sorry, the signal's gone there. I want the guy's job there that holds the slow sign where there's construction and goes like this. That guy's probably making 25 bucks an hour to stand there like a robot. Wow, slow. So it's just become another job. And so I started applying for jobs online again through Indeed and LinkedIn, because if I gotta sit here, it's really not that much fun. It's no fun to have to sit there and make videos. It's really not. It used to be. It's not just because I'm not making money, but my God, it's like, it's just become another ridiculous thing that the corporate world makes you do. They don't want to pay you. They want you to put in as much effort and as much work as possible, and they don't want to pay you, and they're going to pay you as little as they possibly can. And the problem with this is we're not even really employees of YouTube. We're paid by YouTube and by Google, but they don't have to pay us insurance. They don't have to worry about liability insurance. They don't have to worry about anything. They're not liable for anything that we put on that platform. They're not responsible to treat us like employees. They don't have to deal with any type of health insurance. They don't have to deal with any type of HR issues. Yet we're all employed by Google. We're all employed. We're contractors. We're basically contractors. And there's millions of us out there that are idiots. Idiot contractors are gaining nothing from this. Most people don't make any money at YouTube like I do. They make very little at it. You don't get notoriety. You know, you don't get fame. You don't get your 15 minutes of fame. You don't get anything. And they have millions of contracted employees around the globe that are keeping their platform alive by providing content for their corporate beast. And I claim we're all idiots. You know, myself included. We're all idiots. We just do this stuff. You know, I started doing it just because I always wanted to have like a radio show. I always wanted to have some type of show. I've always been somewhat self-centered and wrapped up in myself. You have to be an artist. You have to be a musician. You have to have some type of overinflated ego. But I'm an idiot at the same time. We're all idiots. Now, I can't explain Casey Neeson. I don't know where the man gets his energy. I'm a huge fan of his, but when I watch his productions, that must be all he does. I don't know how he has a family life. Because when you watch the production quality of his videos, he must have a staff that works for him, but I think I've heard he does it all by himself. He must have figured out some type of way to make videos and do it quickly and expediently. Now, I've streamlined my process a great deal, but some of these videos, other than my live streams, they take a whole day of processing. Like I made a video the other day that took me the entire day. It took me the entire day. It took me 8 hours to sit down, think of what I was going to say, come up with the videos, then record it, and then I got back into the recording software, and for some reason, there was audio drift in my recording. Audio drift everywhere. And that means where the audio doesn't sync up with the mouth or what's happening in video. So it looked like it was a Japanese monster movie. So I had to sit there, and I use a software called ScreenFlow, which is produced by Telestream. And I do that because I paid $199 for it, a one-time fee. I canceled all my Adobe products except for Photoshop. So I no longer use Premiere Pro. I can use DaVinci Resolve, but I don't believe you can record into DaVinci Resolve. It's strictly an editing software. So I spent probably 2 to 3 hours trying to figure out how to fix the audio in ScreenFlow, because it's a very bare bones minimum. It's really for recording things on your computer screen and commenting on videos and things like that. It's not a streaming platform. But my point is, you put all of these hours into one product, and that was for my Zontarski channel, Zontarski, the Midnight Mutant Theater. And I put it up there on my Midnight Mutant Theater channel, and that channel has no traction. Nobody wants to watch old movies and watch an old fart like me with a rubber mask on his head talking, I guess. It's got like 7 views, which is like crap. That after 8 hours of work and no pay, and no benefits, no 401k. And I just, I'm not mad. It's just like, okay, show me the money. But it's the same with everything everywhere. It's not just Google. It doesn't matter. If you work for a major corporation, their motto is make them work as hard as you can and pay them as little as we can get away with. And if they quit, so what? We'll fill their shoes with someone else, and that'll happen to me. Like, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I don't enjoy this at all. I enjoy talking to all of you. Like Stephanie, I just talked to in Australia. I think that's beautiful. I think that's an amazing thing that I can talk to somebody in Australia or in France, the United Kingdom. I talked to many of you from the United Kingdom. And there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty with Google. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care if your wife just got laid off or your dog died or anything. They don't give a shit about you. And I have a hard time even watching other people's content now, because my entire feed is based off of what I've already watched. So if I watch one video on how the economy is crashing, right, then all of a sudden my entire feed is doom and gloom videos from other creators about how the economy is crashing. I don't want to see an avalanche of the economy is crashing crap. If I watch one video on, how Elvis wiped his butt crack, all of a sudden my feed is filled with Elvis and what kind of toilet paper he used and how he died on the loo when he was alive. And why do they have to do that? I don't want to watch. I can't stand it. There's nothing good to watch on YouTube anymore. They've destroyed the platform. And they destroyed it because this is pure, speculation, in my opinion, but they destroyed it for the simple fact that we had a voice. And the corporate world doesn't want us to have a voice. The people who run the world saw that we were having too much freedom, and they said, hey, people are starting to make sense. They're starting to talk sense into the people that we're controlling. And that's one thing I do like watching on here, seeing that there's other people like me that hate working in call centers. There's other people like me that see that going to work is a drag. It's good to see people around the world who are painting a smile on their face as they walk in the office and putting on a show. They're putting on a persona to be in an office. Like, what you see here with me is me. I don't come in here, trying to be someone. When I'm playing Zontarsky, yeah, that's all a shtick, but what you see here is what you get. And I'm gonna go get some coffee. I guess we all expect too much from these corporations. We go in with a romantic idea that they're really gonna be our buddies and gonna treat us well, but they don't. And this has gone on throughout history. I mean, you hand a man, predominantly man, $1 billion, he creates a company, he's there to make another $1 billion off you. He's not there to make sure you're fed. He doesn't really care. The C-suite people are so far removed from the drones and the dregs that they don't care. They're not sitting there going, geez, I wonder how Pete's doing. I wonder what it was like for him to sit in the hospital room with his wife while she's hooked up to wires. And this is something that, apparently we have no control over because we need money. I don't know, man. I love all of you who watch my channel. A lot of subscribers will say that because that's what you're supposed to say, but I really mean it. We made a connection, and I'm there for you, and I feel for each and every one of you that are still working in call centers and are going through that horrible experience because you're trying to make ends meet. Outside of that, I get nothing out of this. I really don't. And other people won't say it. Other people won't say it. But for those content creators out there who are allegedly making it, they have to be dedicated to it. You have to be making content all day long. One viral video doesn't make you a millionaire. You have to sit down. If I were to make this work and I had the energy, I would get up at 6 in the morning, eat my breakfast, and walk into my studio and just sit in my studio making content from 6 in the morning till 6 at night until we had dinner. And that would be it. And I just don't have the desire to sit and make YouTube videos and shorts all day long. And see, the algorithm looks at that. They say, well, how many shorts did he publish? How many long form videos did he publish? How much response did he get? How many clicks is he getting? And it mathematically calculates all that and decides, hey, he's not relevant anymore. Let's kick him to the side. And this is entertainment. This is really an entertainment industry. This is just like being a rock star. If you're a rock star, you're king of the hill one day, and then the next day you're not even on the charts, and people have forgotten about you. You can see it with big stars like Elvis. I mean, everybody knows Elvis's name, right? Even if you're a kid, like if you're a Gen, whatever the generations are, I'm Gen X. Even if you're, a young 20-something, everybody knows of Elvis, but he's not relevant anymore. His looks, his style, his sound is not relevant. And nobody listens to Elvis. I mean, some people do. And they're the people that grew up with him as their idol. They're kicking the bucket now. So he's gone by the wayside. Same with the Beatles. The only good thing the Beatles have done is they have this massive marketing machine behind them that pushes their music and repackages it all the time. They've just got to reissue. And I'll leave with this. This is what the entertainment industry is. If they love you and you're making them lots and lots of money like the Beatles, they'll repackage shit and repackage shit and repackage it and shove it down your throat because they know that the idiot Beatle fans will buy repackaged garbage. And what I'm referring to is, in 1995, the Beatles had a show called The Anthology, and it was a 3-part series that was on, I think it was on MTV, where the 3 remaining Beatles went on and told their story of being a Beatle. And they were in the process, they released 3 CDs, 3 double CDs, books and posters and VHS cassettes of bootlegged outtakes of mistakes they made in the studio. This is the only band that can make millions of dollars off of mess ups in the studio, where they have outtakes of songs where they went, "Oh, John, you played the wrong chord. Oh, sorry about that, Paula. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I bought it, but I have never listened to it since. Now, I watched a TV show, but this is back when I was in the full grasp of Beatlemania. But they know, they repackaged this shit to keep them relevant, and they're the only band that from that era that's really still relevant. The Stones aren't relevant anymore. The Who's not relevant. The Kinks, I don't even know if people even know who the Kinks are. I just have a guy's going to be working on a roof. I was talking to him yesterday about Joe Walsh. This guy I'm talking to is maybe, I would say he's 30, but he's maybe, it's stretching to say he's 30. He didn't know who Joe Walsh was. He didn't know who the Eagles were. I mean, he told me he's a hillbilly. He listens to country. And the Eagles are kind of country rock, kind of, sort of. He had no idea who Joe Walsh was. So if you're not relevant anymore, they're not going to push you, but they'll if you're a popular item, they'll keep you out there. I don't know anymore. So, I can't escape the sun in this city. I swear to God, the sun is behind me, and somehow it was angled in such a way that it was baking my phone. So I keep making content. I'm just going to do it for myself now. I'm sorry to all of you. I don't know what else to do. This Stephanie, if you're watching from Australia, thank you for the idea for the video yesterday about one-way job interviews. But I put that thing out there. I did an amazing job with the video. It was well constructed. I kept it under 20 minutes. I put it up there. I created a bright, interesting thumbnail, and the thing's only gotten like 200 views. So I don't know what it is. I do search engine optimized titles and descriptions and all that stuff. I come up with fancy thumbnails. I do everything they tell me to do, and I still don't get any traction. So I don't know. This has just become a grind. This has become another 9 to 5. And I'd rather, like, I'm working on a new song, and I'm going to make a video. I'm going to try to do a really highly polished music video for it. But I just made a music video for my other song called Sunday Driver, and nobody has watched that. You know, I don't think people listen to music anymore because music is so terrible out there. I think the young kids do, but guys my age, I stopped listening to music. I stopped listening to all of that stuff. It just doesn't, how many times can I hear the same songs over and over again? But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. I'm going to go get my coffee, go get my cafe mocha, and then go for a walk. I hope you all have a good day, and thanks to all of you for watching.